Welcome to the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. My name is Rita Perez. Hello. I've been a travel advisor for over 10 years and am navigating this winding road of entrepreneurship with you. I created this podcast because I wanted to share all the things I've learned from leaders both in and out of our industry that I really wish I would have known way back then. But alas, the important thing is I'm aware of them now, and I want you to be too. Ready for this week's show? Let's jump in. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I have a friend of the podcast, friend to me, someone who has helped me out big time figuring out Google things. Welcome back, Ms. Amy Graves.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here again. I love talking to you. We should do this like weekly or something.
For real. I learned so much from you. And I'm going to name you the Google Queen. I don't know if that's an official name that you have somewhere else, but I will name you the Google Queen.
I'm actually the giggling Google guru.
Ooh, that's fun. I like that. That I was going to say, we could spend this whole time giggling to ourselves too.
We really could, which is like no help to the listeners.
Right. So let's give you some clout then. So what do you do exactly and how do you help clients out specifically with Google?
So Google is your first step in search engine optimization. Mm-hmm. That's all there is. So when I come in and I help my clients who are I consult with, I'm laying their foundation for search engine optimization. And what that means, it's not this big scary thing. It's how do people find you using a search engine? So whether it be Google or Safari or DuckDuckGo, how are people finding you? And is Google and any of those search engines connecting you to the right client, right? Because my saying is this: I don't want to attract the world to your website, which a lot of people go, oh no. And I'm like, no, the world is not your client, right? You know who's going to buy from you, and you're going to use Google and other search engines to find that exact person. So your organic numbers may go down, but your engagement rate's going up. And the longer people are on your website, the more likely they are to convert.
Okay, can we talk about what the difference is between organic and engagement then, so people understand what the differences are?
Organic search is literally free traffic that's coming to your website that you didn't have to advertise for. And right? I don't do Google ads, people. I can, but let's make sure you have the free stuff in place first. That's my tip. Have the free stuff in place. So organic that's the traffic coming from search engines. So they put their pain point in the search engine, right? Search engine says, hey, you should go to these websites. And they decide to go to your website based on that recommendation. That's organic traffic. They didn't know you exist beforehand. Engagement time is how long were they on your website and doing something? Were they scrolling? Were they watching a video? Were they clicking? Were they looking at multiple different pages on your website? That's all engagement. So the more engaged they are, the longer they're on your website, the more likely they are to become an actual client.
Okay. And then, they first need to be able to find us. And that's where Google My Business comes in. And I know that's a big focus for many travel advisors, is that we want for clients to find us without us having to spend too much time doing other things. And we want the right clients to find us. Like I remember when we had our session back in December and you met with another travel advisor and they were like, but I just don't want tire kickers coming. Which is like the big thing.
It is. It's true. And the reality is you know who's going to not be a tire kicker, and you have to understand who that person is and use that language on your Google business profile. So now I'm going to jump back just a bit. In December, literally weeks after we met, Google updated Google My Business, and it's now Google Business Profile. They took the My out.
Okay.
That update also changed how you do things on Google. Like their services, you no longer have the ability to be super creative with. One of the things I'm learning with all of my clients this year is Google actually is deleting services off of people's profile because they don't feel it's a real service. So Google is now literally trying to figure out what's a service and what's not. So for example, I've got this great client who does email marketing coaching. She shows you and coaches you how to do email marketing effectively.
Okay.
And she'll manage it for you too, but So she has a membership program in 3 levels. So she had originally listed all 3 levels as a service because it's a membership group. And this is the service you get with the bronze. And this is the service Google deemed that not a service and deleted it, all of it, off her Google business profile. So now we're going in and listing it as products, which makes more sense. But now you don't do that overlap. So it's either a product or a service, not both.
Oh, that is so interesting. So how does Google figure that out?
I don't know, but
Okay.
Google doesn't have it right. Here's what I'm going to tell you. They get it wrong.
Okay.
And all you can do is work with it. So one of the industries I work with is also real estate.
Okay.
And real estate agents typically don't do appraisals themselves on homes, right? They have a special appraiser come in and do the evaluation for you. Google is adamant that my client does appraisals. So I had to leave appraisals on her profile for services and list, we do not do appraisals one-on-one. We only do appraisals for our clients who we bring in an external appraiser to do the work.
Gotcha. Okay.
I deleted it. I did everything. I would delete it and hit refresh and Google would be like, nope, you need to add this. I'm like, no, delete. Nope. You can't get rid of it.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So, yeah. Getting to kind of like even more basics. So when we're talking about Google business profile, how do we know if we have one or not?
Google it. Whatever you're not sure, just Google it. So you're going to Google business. You're going to Google and actually go Google business profile is what you're putting in the search. It's going to pop up. You're going to click on the business profile and you're going to hit start. If you hit start and it pulls up your page and you're like on the dashboard, you have a profile.
Okay. If
it pulls up and you have to go through the process of, putting in the name of your business, you don't have one.
Okay. That's if someone goes to Google and if they Google something like the local bakery or whatever to see if they have a Google My Business or Google business profile, how does that look in Google if they had one versus if they don't have one?
It will show up, but Google will ask, is this your business? Because it hasn't been claimed, especially for retail locations that are brick and mortar. If you have an actual physical building people go to and you don't actually manage your profile, Google will have one for you because people have said they've gone to you, but it'll pop up with the question, is this your business?
Okay. And so what are the functionalities then of the Google business profile? Like why, I think we've touched a little bit why it's important for us to have one, but what should we be building out on that?
You need to build out advanced, meaning your products and services, and be ideal client specific. Don't do trying to get as many people as possible to my website. No. Be specific. When you're talking about a service, how does your client describe what you do? That's the wording you want in the description. And here's why. If everybody has a chance, go to your phone and go to Google Maps, but make sure you're on your mobile, right? If you go to your mobile and look up a local, you look for branding photography. That's what I did. I'm looking for a new branding photographer. So I was on my phone. I'm like, branding photographer near me, right? Pulled up 150 photographers within a 25-mile radius of my house.
Oh, wow.
But here's what's interesting. it just pulled up photographers because not many people are using the term branding, right? And here's what I found interesting. All the service information that I'm talking about, how you need to fill it in on your profile, you can see it as a user on your mobile device. So if you pick a photographer, go, I want to see what this person does, you can click on services. And if the services is just a title and no description, they don't maintain their site. So they literally only got matched to you because of photography. Now there was one photographer that actually listed branding photography as a service and had it filled in. And I'm like, well, that's the person I'm going to work with. They know how to use their business profile.
I am like looking stuff up, and I actually found my business photographer, my branding. Yes.
Now, but do you see, that's where all this information is coming in. This is like, people can see it. Like, who are you more likely to work with? Someone that's filled in those services and describes what you're looking for, or someone who just lists a title and you're not really sure if they do the work? Who are you going to reach out to first?
Well, the one that it actually says that it's on here, because she also has like reviews and there's photos. Hey, my photo's on her thing. That's funny.
Right. But so when you manage a business profile, that's what you're managing. So go in and look at it from a user perspective and figure out what is it you need. Now, in the travel industry, you guys are a saturated market. So how do you separate yourself out? And you have to pick out those high level details that you do, that you know people look for, but not everybody offers, and really drill those down and in to bring that right person to you. So know your client, right.
And I had done a lot of work prior, because I did a rebrand myself last year. And so I actually worked with a business astrologer who gave me a lot of really great insight. And then I worked with a strengths coach that also gave me a lot of insight. So I was able to like pick out a lot of things so that I knew who my ideal client exactly was. And then the copywriter that I worked with also did some research, and she was able to pick up on other terms that my clients like to use as they identify themselves.
And I love your copywriter because she focuses on SEO. I love her. I've never met her, and I love her.
This is a plug for Emily Matris of Bon Vivant Coffee, who specializes in travel brands. So when we're looking to build out, because there's like an overview, I'm looking at my branding photography since we're on there. What information needs to be on there? Can we just stick with basics, or does it need to be super detailed?
Go detailed within the characters you're allowed.
Okay.
If you're filling out a service, you only get 300 characters. So, I mean, write out what you would say in a detailed, and then pick what's the meat of what you're trying to say and put that into 300 characters. Right. So you might have to like start big to narrow it down. But really the key is make sure you're using that unique language of the client. When they call you up and they say, I'm looking for someone who could do XYZ, what is XYZ? And if that's something you want to work with, that's what you put on your business profile. If you don't want to work with XYZ, don't put it on your website. Don't put it in your profile. You're just going to get more of them.
Right. Okay, if we're looking at services, because this was like when we worked one-on-one, this was a really great thing for me, is that I can put, like, I just went ahead and I Googled travel agent near me, and I'm the number 3 travel agent that pops up because of all the work that we've done. So it says that I provide concierge services. Is that enough just to say that I provide concierge services as one of my services?
No, that's where you're going to want to fill. If that's your service, make sure you fill out a description as to what that means for your business.
Okay.
Because when people are looking for concierge services, they're probably looking for something specific. Travel agent that provides this as a concierge service. What is this that they're looking for?
Okay.
So, and that's where you're going to want to list inside that service description what it is you do. So you get hit with more people.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Cause that I'm looking now, all the services that I have. And so if we're going to put an example out there, so like river cruise as a service.
Yep.
Would we even go as far as to say which river cruise brands that we work with? Or do we say something like we plan river cruises for honeymooners, or we plan cruises, or like even narrow it down, like we plan honeymoons for the African American community on Europe's rivers or on African safari rivers? Like how far do we go down the rabbit hole?
It depends on who your ideal client is. Like, are you focused on that one niche, or are you focused more on booking for certain rivers? Because if you book for a variety of people, you don't want to over niche yourself, because you want to be able to get that secondary group to come in and work with you as well, right? Like, we're going for your ideal, which is this like center of the bullseye. But that next string out is your secondary client who could also book with you. So you don't want to like exclude that secondary, right? So again, look at who your ideal client is. And if it's a wide variety, then you're going to want to probably focus more on what rivers or what countries you do your river cruises with. And think about when your clients are booking a river cruise, where do they want to go? Are they saying, I want ideas for a river cruise? Or are they saying, I know I want to go on this river at this time of year? So every business is different. Like if your business is focused on holiday travel, I book the Christmas on the Danube. You don't want to be that specific because you do holiday travel.
Right.
So there's no right or wrong answer, because it comes down to your ideal client and the business you want.
Okay. So when we're going, like a lot of this, I feel is set it and forget it. So once we've gone through the different services, especially like planning out the niche. So your service could be baby moons or golf travel or couples retreats or however it is. Put as much of that in, but also don't put that you do all those things, because you probably don't do all
those things.
I was talking with a travel advisor recently. And she's like, okay, I specialize in romance travel and group travel. And she was asking me if that was too general. And in a sense, I had mentioned to her, I was like, well, if someone's going on a romantic trip, they probably don't want to go with the group, and vice versa. Like a group is probably, unless it's a very special, specific group that is into group romance, then that could work.
Well, and that could be a new ideal client for her.
Right.
And that's what you would do. And if that's the case, then I do polyamory group romantic adventures or romance trips. Like, yeah. So
which is super specific. And I bet people are looking out there for something like that too. It is the more super specific that you get, the more they want you, the more that they're looking for you, because they need exactly what you have to offer.
Yep. And the thing is it doesn't work for everybody. Right? Like a polyamory romantic travel agent is rare, and like get that out there and saturate the marketplace with your info now, because you're going to be leading the trail.
Right. Right. You're probably doing other things on top of that.
Right. So you're going to want to probably have a different service option.
Right. But once we've kind of like got everything set up, well, we've got our services. Should that even be like who we help? So if I put river cruise, that could be one, but should even like luxury traveler be a service that we could add?
Because if people are looking for luxury travel, they're not looking at Carnival.
Right.
No. They're going to be Googling luxury travel agent.
Okay.
So you're going to want to use those key phrases on your Google business, so Google knows, oh, hey, we need to connect them. But then on the website side, this is where it gets interesting, is you want to make sure you have something on your website to back that up. So why did Google keep saying my real estate agent does appraisals? because she lists that as part of her service packages when you join as a client.
Okay.
So if you say you're a luxury service agent, but you're not connected to any maybe of the luxury service corporations out there where, and I can't think of them off the top of my head. So, but you're going to want that connection. So Google's like, oh, they're luxury travel. They're connected with this group of luxury travel. We know that that's actually what they do.
Ready to play bingo in your travel business? Did you even think you could play bingo in your travel business? The monthly bingo board is more than just having fun while working your business. It is a tool to help you stay focused and hold you accountable while taking the necessary actions to move your business forward. You can even enter to win special rewards when you achieve a bingo for the month. Join our travel bingo community by visiting the link in the show notes. We can't wait to cheer you on in success. Okay. Kind of going off of that and back to, you said that the copywriter did a really great job. Do you say that also because like when we worked on my account profile, Google already had suggested services for me
and they fit?
Yes.
Yeah. So here's a great example where I love to tell you about some of the stuff I've learned. It's because I did it to myself. So when I first started, I didn't really realize the importance of Google business profiles. Didn't really think about it. I didn't think about it. Right. So I finally, I had one up and running before my company was open. Like I literally did that. Like I knew that was first, but I didn't spend any time on it. Mm-hmm. Well, when I finally decided, this might be important.
Yeah.
And I went back, everything it recommended for services, I deleted like 90% because I'm like, wait, I don't do that. I had my website copy was so bad. Google had no idea what I did.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you got to be careful. And I have a client right now. She hired someone to redesign and they were a copywriter and it's all poetic and beautiful. And they use language that her ideal client would never use. So like they threw in the word and I help you synthesize, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, does your clients use the word synthesize? She's like, no.
I was going to say, you're getting a little fancy.
Right? I had to delete a sentence. And then based on everything feedback she gave me, I had to rewrite this like 120 word sentence to actually explain and how she works with clients that made sense.
Okay.
And, her focus is the special needs community. So we know that there's a different, how they process information is different. So if we're not careful, we're going to completely alienate her community because she's going to come off as knowing more than them in a way that's pompous.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah. Now, your luxury travel people, they probably want you to be pompous. They want to know that you understand the level they're coming from. So you'd want that kind of language and say, I synthesize your travel plans. Like, they're probably all for that.
Yeah. Bespoke is a word that I see often in the luxury travel community. And I was like, what the heck is this word?
Right. But that's where that difference comes in. If you don't know your ideal client, you're not going to get the right people to your website. Like for like 6 months, Google kept trying to tell me I was a corporate trainer. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with corporate. I'm helping real businesses, not the people who think they run a business.
Right. And I think even like going off of that luxury travel, there's different types of luxury travel.
Yeah.
And so there's like super elegant luxury travel, or you can have a more comfortable luxury travel.
Or you could be a luxury travel that's all about adventure. Like if you have money to spend, like to travel the world, you're going to want to find the right travel agent, right? So again, as that travel agent, you need to make sure you've got the right keywords to bring that specific person, because if you're bringing in like me, who has like not a lot of money to do that kind of travel, I am not your client.
Right. Kind of like middle of the road there.
I'm the tire kicker that you don't want on your website.
I love, at least you can own up to it. Now I know we're talking about a lot of things that kind of like once you set it up, it should be good to go for the long haul.
Yep.
But that's not good enough for Google.
No, you need to, and I would say go in once a week, make a post that's like take 5 minutes out of one day, once a week minimum, and talk about a service or product that you're offering. Post your blog. We were talking beforehand, you could post the whole blog, or you can just say a link for them to go to read the blog on your website. You can go either way. What I'm finding really interesting is this year, all of my clients already have seen an increase of the amount of people who see their business posts.
Oh, I was going to say I keep getting like little alerts here and there of something very similar, like, oh, you're getting noticed or something like that.
Right. Because not every business owner is doing that. So Google's like, you're using the profile. We're going to give you better status. We're going to make sure you're in front of more people because you're using the platform, which means you're actually in business. Because the last thing Google wants to do is direct someone to a website and that's a defunct, but they haven't told anybody they've closed. So that just angers the user because they're like, I'm trying to find stuff and I'm not getting contacted, and Google doesn't know they're closed, so they're part of the problem and blah. It's like, no. So that's why they use little things like, how often are you on your Google business profile? Like, are you consistently there? Are you updating those hours for holidays? Like, did you mention you were closed on Christmas Day, or did they just assume you were open? Right? Like, it's the little things. It's the little details that will always trip you up if you don't stay on top of them.
Okay. All right. So once a week, kind of going in and
just,
okay. It's kind of like, would even like posting a new photo and like putting a caption on a photo, like, I just sailed on Virgin Voyages and they have this delicious restaurant on board, or whatever it is.
Yeah. Like, what's new? Just make it as a what's new post and post that picture. And the description is, this is where I went and this is what we did. And now they're connecting you to that, the Virgin and all that fun stuff. Like, it's, and if you mention the name of the restaurant, when people Google that restaurant, they're going to pull up with you who's been there.
So it's kind of like there's SEO within SEO.
Yes, this is why my job can get really complicated fast.
Oh my goodness. Because I'm thinking now, because I've sailed, thank goodness, like very grateful that I've been able to sail so much, and kind of like maybe even creating posts, but even like quick posts. Like, I think the ABC cruise ship is going to be great for retreats for coaches who are trying to do strategic planning for the end of, or whatever it is.
Yes. And now because your ideal client are coaches and they're doing strategic planning. And now you've roped in that cruise line. So now if they're actually looking for that type of service, you hit all the qualifying marks. And you have a picture, which like goes so much farther than any text. So yeah.
This is why I remember on our December call, I'm like, why are people focusing so much on social media and not even talking about Google?
Because they don't, nobody, and this is where I come in, and this is why I've done so much, is people think search engine optimization is this clouded in darkness, scary thing that involves tech and lots of money because you get charged lots of money for it. But reality is there's a foundation you have to set up. Like, you could hire someone at like $5,000 a month to do your SEO and you will get nowhere because you haven't done the basics. And that's where I come in. I help you get the basics done so that you can see how your business is increasing, so that when you're ready to say buy Google ads, it's actually going to work for you now because you know your organic traffic, right? You know what brings the ideal client to your website organically. Now you're going to pay to get more of those people. And that's when Google ads will work for you.
Oh, wow.
So if you don't do this basics, it's most business owners I talk to, Google ads never worked for them, but they never had the basics in place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on with Google Business Profile before like we get into goodbyes?
Be consistent, and use it fully. Like Google will almost weekly update your services. So always keep an eye on what they're connecting with you. You don't have to go to like keyword searches or anything like that. Google will tell you exactly what they think your website is about. And if it doesn't work and you're getting a lot of these service options that don't fit your brand, you don't have accurate wording on your website. So look at it from that perspective.
Something that I just thought of now, and I think I kind of like know the answer, but I just wanted to get your insight on it, is that I know in the travel industry, sometimes host agencies, which are kind of like where different travel agents become as independent contractors with host agencies, they will provide like a free website that they can utilize. And I know a lot of people utilize it, especially once they get started.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and I am not a big proponent of using these free websites, but I'm also kind of like, it is what it is, especially when you're starting up and you don't have a lot of or you don't have a lot of revenue to put into like building a business.
Yep.
Would that actually hurt your profile?
It depends on who you're using and who they have as a web host.
Okay.
So my real estate agent, she does something similar with the retail world or the real estate world. They've got the same type of thing, but their free website, and I think she pays for pro version, so it's not free anymore. Okay. But their web host is WordPress. Well, WordPress is well known and well respected with Google. So around the time we met, I had gone from a Wix website to a WordPress site, right? My main website is hosted in my CRM, but my CRM was built by former Google employees. My organic traffic and SEO is like crushing my past numbers just because I'm on a different web host. So it's not so much, it's more about who is hosting that website. If it's Wix, I'm really sorry, you do what you have to, but get off as soon as you can.
Right. And that's, I think that is also what's helping, is that I got off of Wix and now I'm on Show It and WordPress.
There you go. Yep. I've got a separate URL that's hosted just on WordPress to make it easy for people to find my freebie on, because I do a free offer for Google My Business. So you just, you sign up for my email and you get a 16-minute video on everything you need to do to make your profile phenomenal. Ooh. And it's all you have to do is go to firststepinSEO.com. Spell it out. FirststepinSEO.com.
Perfect.
There you go, right?
I'll make sure to add that in the show notes too, because that I know is like everybody needs to rush over to that. So we've got your freebie. And I normally say, like, how can people work with you? But I know because of your business profile, you are very packed this year.
I'm not turning people down. I'm hiring instead.
Ooh, nice.
So, yeah, I'm not turning anyone away. So, and there's multiple options based on where you are, because I get it as a business owner. When you're just starting, you need this stuff, but you can't afford someone. However, if you can't afford me yet, you probably have open time on your books to do the work yourself. So that's when I do one-on-one programs with people, and I help you. We walk through on how to set up your SEO, and you do it yourself, but I give you all the information. And it starts off at it's $150 for 2 separate sessions, and so 2 sessions for that one price, and then it's $50 a month for a 30-minute session after that. And we work on one aspect of your website every month after that. So there's options. And if you're like, things are great, you're booked, but you want to really improve that SEO, my consulting contracts are $5,000 for service-based industries. So, and it's 6 months.
Okay.
So I've got a wide range because I want to help as many businesses as possible. So, but I still have to put, food on my table.
Right. No, as we all do, Wow. So where do you spend most of your time on, if you're on social media?
That actually LinkedIn. I have a lot of fun interacting with businesses on LinkedIn or Instagram.
Okay.
Those are my two spots.
Those are my two faves.
Yeah, pictures of me in wine country happen a lot.
I have noticed that. I think on Instagram too.
They don't end up on LinkedIn. Instagram, yeah.
Awesome. What's a direct, either kind of like if people are trying to look specifically for you, they can Google you, but do you have like an email address or a website other than that first step in SEO?
Yeah, that's why I'm rebranding, is my email address is too long to give out because people get lost. So just go to anymainstreet.com is the website. There's a contact form there. You can schedule your strategy session, no pressure, but anymainstreet.com is the website.
Awesome. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Amy, for being on again. And it's always, I'm like, where are we going to go? And we always go to really great places when we have conversations.
I love that.
Yay. Yes. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure to get your first 16 steps in SEO. Everything will be in the show notes for you. And I will see you on the podcast next week. Have a great one. Thanks for joining me on The Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. Please subscribe and leave the show a rating on your favorite podcast platform. Oh, and don't forget to take a look at the show notes for important information and links. See you next week.